Your life didn't start the day you were born. It began in the heart of God, long before you took your first breath. Have you ever felt like your past, your struggles, your mistakes, even the place you came from, disqualifies you from greatness? Maybe you've told yourself, if only I had a better start in life. I've messed up too much to have a meaningful future. People like me don't succeed. Let me tell you something. Your beginning holds the key to your future. Your beginning holds the key to your purpose. And today we're going to unpack why it matters so much. So, are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello, intentional life changers. Welcome back to another powerful episode of Unleash Your Intentional Self podcast, where we unlock the greatness within by shifting our mindset and living out God's purpose. I am Tamuno. I'm your greatness coach. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap on the notification bell, because we've got a lot of amazing weekly content coming your way that will transform your life. And please share with your friends, family, your accountability partner, your future husband, even your enemies. That's if you have one. Because transformation is for everyone. This episode is powerful and you need to stay to the end, because it's going to answer so many heartfelt questions you have been secretly asking yourself. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to start by asking you some deep questions. Maybe you've asked yourself before or not. Where are you from? Now, I'm not talking about your state of origin or your nationality. Where are you from? What's your story? Do you feel like your past disqualifies you from the future you dream of? Or maybe you have asked yourself, why was I born into this particular family? Why did I experience certain struggles growing up? I'm sure many of us have questioned our upbringing, asked ourselves deep questions. Why does my background seem so different from others who are successful? I remember that I would always ask my mom that, why am I not from the Aligo Dangote family? Everybody wants to be attached with successful family, right? If you have ever felt like your struggles or your background make you unworthy of success, this particular episode is for you. Again, do not go anywhere. Genesis 1 says, in the beginning, God created. I don't know if you catch that. Everything, including you, started with intention. Psalm 139 verse 16 says, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. This means that your life, your circumstances, even the things you didn't choose, your family, your culture, your nationality, your birthplace, are not coincidences. I'll repeat that again. They are not coincidences. God saw the end from the beginning, and He knew that where you started would shape you into the person you are called to be. Your life is not a coincidence. You were not a random accident. You were not a mistake. I say it all the time. Your background may not be meaningful as such. Your betting, your conception may not be right as such, but you were not a mistake. Growing up, I faced so many struggles, so many challenges. The normal thing, right? That people say we grew up with challenges. But I think mine was peculiar. There were times that I questioned my worth, my future, even my existence. I asked myself, am I really meant for something great, or I am just another person struggling through life? But here's what changed everything for me. I had this powerful revelation, and the revelation changed my mindset. Thankfully, because of my desire for success, I was curious, I asked questions, and I knew that for things to change, I have to study, right? I have to study, I have to read. So I had this revelation that changed my mindset, and I understood that my struggles weren't punishment, they were preparation. My setbacks weren't the end, they were part of the blueprint for my purpose. I could see God's fingerprint on my life because they were evident in every single thing I went through. And the same is true for you. Stop believing that lie that your past disqualifies you, or you are thinking that because your beginning wasn't perfect, your future can't be powerful. My dear, stop letting what happened to you define what happens through you. God has a bigger plan for you, and everything is working together for your good. See it, everything is working together for my good. See, your past is not the prison, it is the foundation of your purpose. Think about Joseph in the Bible. Let's just look at the story in the book of Genesis. Joseph had a dream of greatness as a young boy. You see that kind of dream whereby you saw yourself, you were great, and you were so convinced, you told your family and everything. But instead of stepping straight into that dream, his life took a different turn. He was born into a family that didn't even believe in his dream. So when you say that your family members don't even understand what you are saying, don't be angry. It has been happening from ages past. Joseph had the same experience. He was betrayed by his own brothers and sold into slavery. He was forcibly accused and thrown into prison. He was forgotten by people he helped. Come on. If Joseph had looked at his circumstances alone, he could have easily believed that his background and struggles disqualified him from the greatness he saw, from the dream he saw. But God was using every detail of his story to prepare him for the palace. Sometimes I wonder, when I read in the Bible and Joseph went to the prison and he was so joyful, it's because he knew what he saw. The Bible says, for the joy that was set before him, he despised the shame. And this is what Joseph realized at the end of his journey in the book of Genesis 50:20. So you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Joseph's genesis, the betrayal, the setback, the struggle, was a divine setup for his greatness. Without the pit, he wouldn't have reached the palace. Without the pain, he wouldn't have had the wisdom to rule. So that pain, that struggle is part of the ingredients. It's part of the meal. Don't let them define you. Your background is a pointer to your greatness. In fact, I tell people, see, if you had it much more rougher, just know that your glory is greater. Anyways, I don't have basics for that, but I'm just talking. So let me ask you, are you looking at your past as a limitation or as a preparation? I need you to shift your mindset now and begin to see everything as a preparation. Your upbringing, your family history, your struggles, even the trauma you met in your family, they are not random. God has been shaping you from the start. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking yourself, God, how is this part of my preparation for greatness? So when you change the narrative, when you change the way you see things, you see that things will begin to fall in places for you. If you grew up in poverty, maybe God is preparing you to be a financial deliverer for others. If you experience rejection, maybe God is searching, or God is teaching you how to lead with compassion. Because you're able to feel people's pain, you have empathy. If you face struggles early in life, maybe God is toughening you up for an assignment that requires resilience. I see. I understand that part. Resilience, because challenges will come, obstacles will come, but because they've been a track record in the past, you know that yes, you overcome. When you understand that your genesis is a divine setup, you will stop resenting your past and start embracing your journey. That incident that happened when you were small is for your glory. So rewrite the story. The reason why you're still having the trauma, the pain, is because you are still playing that story. It is gone. So you can change it. Allow the Holy Spirit to help you change that story and begin to see the light. There's always a light at the end of a tunnel. The law of polarity said, for every bad there is good, for every good there is bad. So I tell myself, whatever that I'm experiencing right now, no matter how bad it is, something good is coming out of it. So I focus on what is good. And you know what you focus on magnifies. The more you focus on the good aspect of it, the more it begins to magnify, the more it begins to expand. So what are you focusing on? What are you telling yourself about your past, about the mistake that has happened? Who on this earth hasn't made a mistake? Your story is not different. It happens. See, every one of us have our own past. We all have our past. So it is not peculiar to you, okay? It doesn't define you, right? So this week, our intentionality challenge of this week is to find a quiet moment and reflect on Genesis chapter 1. I need to read Genesis chapter 1 and 2. Understand, the genesis of a thing. I understand the genesis of life, understand how the creation, right? Then you write down one thing you believe God had in mind when He created you. Think about one event from your past, either good or bad, that has shaped who you are today. Think critically. You may not have thought about it, so sit down and think about it. Ask yourself, how has God used this part of my story to prepare me for something greater? So instead of regretting it, begin to thank God for it, because it is a part of your story, and your story matters. See, your story, your life is a message. In fact, we're going to talk about it in the next episode. Your life is a message. God saw a need, God saw a problem, and He said you are the one to solve that problem. That's why you are going through all of the things you are going through, right? So you need to know that your story matters, and the best chapters are still to come. So, my dear, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode. And also, drop a comment, like, share. What is one part of your beginning that has shaped who you are today? Let us know in the comments. Share this episode with someone who may need to hear this, because when we empower others, we grow too. And also, don't forget to download, if you haven't, my free Intentionality Blueprint workbook that is going to help you gain clarity. Don't forget to download it. It's free, so download it, right? Download it and watch out for the next episode. Is going to be powerful. Remember, there is greatness in you. Unlock it. Be unstoppable. Be intentional. See you next week. I remain your greatest coach, Tamuno Abraham. God bless you.